I went down yesterday, Tuesday, and picked up the Rockford T115 that Matthew sent me, and I was going to cut it up. I put it on the table because I said I was going to make a video tearing it down so you guys could see the parts. But I was watching a couple of content creators today and listening to them, and I just want to talk about a few things. This isn't my only YouTube channel. I have my own personal one. I've had it for many, many years. And over the years, people just kept telling me, you should make content and this and that. And I just really wasn't into that. But I guess like a year and a half ago, people was really, telling me to do it. And so, that's what I do. And I hope you guys find it, useful and enjoy it. I really appreciate everybody that watches and that I interact with. I speak to every single one of you guys, whether it's in the comments or whether you email me, and even after you email me, if I give you my contact info, we might text or talk on the phone. you know, um, I interact with all you guys. I'm busy just like the rest of you, and I take time out of my day to respond to you guys out of respect, for not just, not out of respect just for you, but for, like the hobby itself in general, because, there's so many people that give so much misinformation, or they get like little snippets of this or that, and, they talk about stuff, and it's not always accurate just because of what they've heard, or, so and so forth, you know. And I've seen, some of that today, and even on my other channel, like I've just learned to unfollow people over the years. They get into the drama and so forth, and this hobby is turned like 180 degrees of what it was. When I was growing up, I was into home audio in the mid '80s, and I had a family member that had a brick and mortar store, and they specialized in TVs and home audio and so forth. And then the late '80s and going into the '90s, they started really getting into car audio as well. And I got more into and fascinated with what you could do in a with car audio, in a vehicle. And so I would always go down, in like in the mid to late '80s and like clean up and help out and this and that. And then, like in the early '90s, getting into the car audio part of it, just learning and so forth. And that's what made me go into that field. So, like I said, I see a lot of misinformation and so forth. And, I really started like distance myself from some of that because, it's just, I'm always here to help. Again, like I answer every one of your guys' questions. And that's why I do this. And, like I might be on another person's channel, watching their content and this and that, and people may have questions, and that person might answer them, but give them, not quite correct information, or just don't know what they're talking about at all. And so, like, if it's something that I know, that I know about, I'll chime in. And then some of those people just get pissy and all in their feelings because, you're on their channel and you're answering questions, that they can't. And, when you get, all caught up in your feelings, that reflects your character, not mine. Like, I'm just trying to help. So I see that, a lot. And like today, seeing it, it made me just really want to do that this evening. It's just, talk about it. Like most of the time, a lot of people that you follow on social media, not all of them, but, a lot of them, like, that's their persona. That's like their online persona. Basically, it's just a facade. A lot of those people are all about the hype. They got their like little gimmicks and stuff that they'll do, and so forth. And that's just not me. I'm the person that you're listening to when I do these videos. It's the same person when I'm talking to you on the phone. If I see you in person, I'm just not into all that shit. Like I said, going over into the 2000s, like, the audio scene just changed a lot. Back then we were always about helping other people and getting the best out of what you had and so forth. And today it's like, this guy's got, $40,000 stereo, and a guy getting into audio asks questions, and then, I guess they treat him like they're more superior to that guy, and like they'll talk shit to him and degrade them and bash on the brands and so forth. But that guy up there with all that, he needs to think that he was that guy one time. Like he was that guy, and he needs to stop and think about that. So that's more where I'm at on this. Is like I miss the days when people helped each other out and wasn't brand bashing, this and that. I don't have a stake in anybody's products. Not anymore. And so I don't, I'm not one of those guys that like pushes certain brands because I'm a reseller. And that if you're not running these brands, like anything other than that, it's it's crap, you know what I mean? Like it's garbage and so forth. You know, whether it's subwoofers or amplifiers, I talked to a guy about 2 weeks ago or so, and we were talking about amplifiers, and he was wanting, like getting some help on of what to run. Well, and he was talking about full bridge and this and that, and you know, he had issue, like concerns with them, and I just told him, I was like, man, a lot of people that you hear, oh, you gotta have a fire extinguisher, or they don't sound as good as a half bridge and all that. I mean, that's all bullshit. Like if you know how to run the products properly, like there's nothing wrong with them. Full bridge has been around forever. You know, um, manufacturers that a lot of people like, Kicker, Rockford, Alpine, MTX, JBL, like the list goes on and on. JL Audio, they all used full bridge topology, or they still do. So when you hear other people talking about, oh, that's just garbage, I wouldn't run it. Well, chances are they haven't ran it and they just going off of like other people's, nonsense about it. So, anyways, I didn't want to make this like super long. I just wanted, like I said, not everybody, is that's not everybody's, online persona per se. Like I like Jerry Ain't Loud. I met him and his wife, a couple times, got, quick demos, spoke briefly to him, because like when they're at shows, man, they're busy. They got lines of people waiting, but I like watching his content because, he's a really, they're really humble people, and, they're pretty straight up, and they're DIYers, so they don't rely on people to do all their shit for them, which, I respect that. And that's like Bruce, EXO. I've met him many times, and he's one of the most humble people I've ever met. He is no different in person than he is on his videos and so forth. And I remember on my other channel, my other YouTube account, I followed him since like back in the day when he started with his little band and stuff. So, and he, like I said, he's always down to help people. It's always got good content. But, you have those others that, they're all about that sensationalism and hype and, you know, carrying on and so forth. And then that's just not me. Who I am on here is just who I am. And I'm just always wanting to help others. So I know it's like a rant, but I just kind of want to get that off my chest. Like past couple days of seeing so much shit just really has just made me, feel kind of bitter towards, certain people. And again, like I said, you try to help other people out, and them particular people just get pissy because you're on their channel, answering questions and so forth. And that's, to me, that's what it's all about, is helping everyone. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut this video. Like, I don't want to rant anymore. I'm gonna stop it and then make the video tearing this T115 down. Again, I appreciate you guys watching my content. I hope you enjoy it and you find it, information that's in them, is useful to you. And if just what to do. If you have questions or whatever, just drop them in the comments and just smash that like button. It really helps me out a lot, guys. I appreciate you all watching, and I'll see you next time.